Hi my friends and family, welcome to my channel, Trey's Myths and Tunes. And today, hope you're doing well, I've got a talk called Retrogrades, Riding a Bicycle Backwards. Well, I got to throw away anything and everything I obeyed that keeps me separate, will make me die. It's just a lie. 'Cause we're all in this earth and the Christ. Ah, rebel music. I got to throw away every separate thing I believe that just makes me die. What are planetary retrogrades anyway? Well, it's a belief in astrology that comes from the idea that, well, from the position the Earth is in right now, it appears that planet Jupiter has just started going backwards from the position we're viewing it from. It appears to be. Of course, this is an optical illusion. Planets don't stop moving or go backwards. It's just from our position in the cycle. It appears to be going backwards briefly till around my birthday. So when the planets appear to be moving backwards from our perspective on Earth, they seem to slow, stop, and appear briefly to move backwards. I am not perfect. I was born with Jupiter, Neptune, Pluto, Mars, and Mercury retrograde. How do we proceed in life during these times with, in this case in 2023, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Pluto all retrograde? We will be faced with major inner reflections of outer transformations, and which can be really heavy, we're inner reflections that must occur. So during these times, reflection, retreat, deep diving, as they say, into your personal psychological healing, your shadow work, into a fuller awareness of resting, inner growth, meditation. It's similar to riding a bicycle backwards. Well, where did I get the idea for this concept? Well, when I was 8 years old, I was into BMX, and my number one key stunt is I taught myself how to ride my bicycle backwards. So it took me about 2 weeks. I had a gyro on the BMX bike. I'd turn the handlebars around backwards and sit on them, and I taught myself how to pedal backwards. And this is a pretty good analogy for what any kind of trying to move forward with your projects or your healing can be like during the retrograde phase of your, at least especially if they're your ruling planets in your birth chart. This show has been an exercise in self-help, intuition training, bringing forth the skills I've learned. Acting with all, or the majority of the outer planets, in this case, all of the outer planets retrograde right now, is like moving backwards with no view. It's very similar to riding a bicycle backwards, okay? If you try to do something and move forward, energy appears to stop or confront you. Having Jupiter retrograde allowed me to start to feel recently deeply the deep discouragement and desire to quit that the YouTube Junior God shadow ban AI demon beast that secretly hides my videos wanted me to feel. It seemed to encouraged me to want to quit. So after 350 videos and thousands of pages of notes, just to talk to myself in a vacuum and my two students through the Wi-Fi, it just doesn't seem appropriate. So just like in this, similarly, all the spiritual progress you made in this life, if you don't reject the demiurge and the archons when you die, will be rendered worthless when they wipe all your memories in between lives. Planetary retrogrades simply may force you to deal with your shadow work and find the jewel and the shit dung of the psychological problems you seem to be going through around the archetype of, say, for example, Jupiter represents abundance and expansion, for example, and unlike Ice Cube, I started out as a white dude collecting cans out of the garbage and busking for money, and graduated to later to, after being begged for 3 years, to full financial dependency and hermithood. This was coerced, and this was coercion into codependency, and this, of course, is what I'm attempting to heal. But the Dark Lords who made this into a classist platform don't like this idea that I could just go from impoverishment to success just through their platform that they are middlemen in. So how naive could I be? So graduated. So this is not generally good. Socially, it was an overt character assassination. This is pretty obvious. As all non-helites and people who are not disabled are forced to be financial slaves on this earth. Thus, as YouTube is classist, and one mistake meant, for example, my Yahweh video meant no audience from their perspective. What could a dude in the forest know anyway, man? After hundreds of self-help books devoured and the near elimination of a half-dozen deadly illnesses, and the full elimination of some of them, no man is an island, and I tried to use a public CIA-controlled platform to expand awareness and destroy the rulership of fear from a tent in the forest. I was wrong, okay? I'll admit it, from the devil's perspective, okay? Who controls the number of flow of info controls the public's view, okay? This is why I'm not allowed to have even 72 subscribers see all the videos unless they type in my name. I don't need you to verify me. I don't need you to verify me as a spiritual teacher or musician, okay? I take on to give me validity. I take on this role of giving true information around awareness, love, the true Christ within, and music by choice. Imagine that. I choose to give this. And if you enjoyed this, you learned something, or expand your consciousness, and you have extra flow, why not consider making a donation to my PayPal? Don Miguel Ruiz had a statement about happiness in a beautiful book he wrote called The Art of Happiness. He said, to synopsize the whole thing, he said, to be happy, happiness has to be flowing from within you. So this video series has made me feel happy, even though the dark side tried to block the flow of you receiving it. So please, receive my happiness, my knowledge and awareness as a free gift from the Namaste, from the divine in me to the divine in you. Can I have the strength of true care actor to transcend the powerful blocks of the dark side that's constantly put in front of most of us? Can you? Ice Cube has started a new basketball league, and even though his moniker, his archetypal name, obviously is taken from the Matrix, being a free-thinking Gemini, he's on a gatekeeper's tour. He's to basically, from my perspective, to expose the fake lords of hell in the music industry, for example. And so I'm here to expose all of the self-imposed gatekeepers for, amongst other reasons, because you have no right to be here. You have no rulership or authority over me or anyone else who respects themselves. You know, I was born with Mercury, Jupiter, Neptune, Mars, and Pluto retrograde, okay? People, like the CIA, think I'm dangerous, a loose cannon, and crazy, because retrogrades slow down the energy and give you, the sense of being disheveled sometimes or extremely thoughtful. They know I have a large IQ, and give you the space to think around issues, okay? All of life was originally created, of course, as I've said many times, by the divine Mother Goddess, Christ, Goddess Sophia, and I give thanks to her each and every night and day, as we know. And as learning and experiencing individuating parts of herself, she became this experiment called humanity, okay? And people who have natal planets, like myself, my mom and my brother, retrograde, and fixed zodiac signs, and also during retrograde times for everyone, people can gaslight their true self, okay? It's really sick, it's horrible, and it's natural during these times. Do not do this. Instead, get to the shadow work and find the jewel of the lesson you are to learn in that problem. Okay, so knowing that the divine sacred Christ Goddess chose to individuate and separate, to learn and grow and reemerge as one respectful being. Okay, and doing the shadow work is what this show is all about. Normies, financial vampires, and wage slaves are basically in all three categories, and the 1% are in cozy padded cells. If they're not willing to do any shadow work, they're just stuck in a fucking country club prison cell. Regressive aliens who burned down Lahaina and tried to make us their slaves for millions of years, gradually getting closer to that goal. Every year you take another booster, amping it up over millions of years, only to think about themselves. They only think about themselves. Narcissistic predator entities. They are hierarchical, classist, racist, alien, and above all about divide and conquer, endless war, and recycle the human soul bodies and use them as slaves. Planetary retrogrades are time and spaces where we go inside ourselves through meditation, through personal spaces, through what the Native Americans would call vision quest, or walkabouts. And also time, like if you're somebody like me, to finish projects, to look into what you need to work on in your soul, do the shadow work, the soul retrieval work, and check our lifetime's blueprint. Hey, let's look back over the blueprint, folks. For example, I don't want to stay a hermit forever. That's why I've been saying take off the shadow ban. I don't want the fake limitations. I will find ways around it if you don't comply, because I won't comply. I'm just asking for equal respect. But that's not possible in a hierarchical satanic cult. Okay? So, for example, those of you who are wage slaves, questioning the rules, now is the time to think my words more seriously, because it's the end of the age of tyranny if you have the courage, the discernment, and the self-respect to begin to peel away the layers of shit that Satan put in your brain. Will I have to learn marketing skills and better social media skills to get more views? Duh, sure. Do I have to get a microwave phone to do it? A debate. Yet I refuse all mandated, coerced plans, as you should too. And question, why are you being forced to get a microwave cellular phone and put those microwaves up in your head? What do you do for a living? What do you do for your soul growth? Transpersonal philosophy, my friend Barnaby introduced me to this idea. In other words, he said, like sexual reproduction, I don't exist except in relationship. Compare this to transhuman or transsexual philosophy. Yes, you can safely learn how to ride a bicycle backwards. Transcendent philosophy. You can be your own psychologist, shaman, and healer. It's just you can improve. It's just you can improve or move forward during major retrogrades. It's just you have to have timeless sight rather than hindsight. Always remembering your goals. Tricky in an age of distraction, yet you must be very clear not to run into anything. Of course, choose a quiet place where there's no people or moving things in your way to ride your bicycle backwards and do your healing. It's possible, yet a very necessary challenge if you have to do things during this time, which we all do. Our memories are psychological threads to the past, if you will, right? And all retrograde phase motions are a great time to, again, look at your memories and work on clearing them. And in the Toltec path of recapitulation, it's, well, what did you need to learn? Okay, what is the relationship between your attention and attrition? Is another question I have for you. If you enjoyed this talk, please click on the notification bell if you want to see more, or just type in my name when you feel like another one, because I'm Shadow Ben. subscribe, and let's make this a better world if we have the courage, folks. Even if it's like learning to ride a bicycle backwards to do something right now, which it might just be. Make it a beautiful day anyways, folks. Love you.